Hello and welcome back to the Daily Sales Message Podcast. This is episode 473. On the podcast, every single day, I share a piece of simple and actionable advice. It's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. Now, one of the most powerful things that you can do in terms of storytelling, in terms of social media posts in particular, is to talk about how you hit a particular milestone. There's a big difference between how-to content and how-I content. How-to content is subjective. How to sell to ice to Eskimos. 5 steps that you should know, blah, blah, blah. You might have somebody say, well, I don't agree with step number 3. Step number 4 is not right, and blah, blah, blah. Because how-to is kind of theoretical. You say, this is my approach to doing that. And people can maybe have an issue with it. How-I, very different. How I sold £50 million worth of ice to Eskimos. I did this, I did this, I did this. Nobody can come in and say, no, you didn't. You didn't do that. Because it's a story. You're retelling what happened. So talking about how I hit a milestone is really compelling. And here's a good example for you. And I kind of lucked out on this. This accidentally happened to me. Part of it was accidental. The rest took 6 years of hard work. So I had a goal of hitting 500 LinkedIn recommendations. It took me 6 years to do it. And when I started out, I was sharing my goal with people, and I didn't realize, but that in and of itself was the absolute game changer. If I come to you and I've got 25 LinkedIn recommendations, I say, hey, so-and-so, I'm trying to hit 30 LinkedIn recommendations, because obviously we do it in stages. Trying to hit 30 LinkedIn recommendations. Oh, I'm only 5 away. Would you be so kind as to leave me one, please? You're far more likely to do it, because you know I'm watching you, you know I'm expecting it to happen. It's not just could you do it and we can all forget about it and that's fine. You know I'm paying attention to it because I'm trying to hit a goal, and hopefully I've done good work for you, so you want to reciprocate. But how I got to 500 LinkedIn recommendations was using I call it the goal effect. So sharing your goal, sharing where you're going with people. A lot of people want to help you on your way and will do it, versus how to get to 500 LinkedIn recommendations. Just share your goal with people and they will help you. One is more compelling than the other because one is based in reality and the other one is theoretical. And like I said before, if I'm telling you how I did something, you can't really argue with that, as long as it's truthful, of course. But if I tell you how to, the 5 steps to get 500 LinkedIn recommendations, it's theoretical. People might challenge it. Doesn't bode well on social media. Right, that's it for this social media masterclass whirlwind of an episode of the Daily Sales Message Podcast. Tomorrow in episode 474, we're going to be talking about what you don't need with your offering and how that can be a real linchpin for your success. But we'll cover that in more detail tomorrow. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please hop on over to LinkedIn, connect with me there, send me a DM, let me know what you like about the podcast, where in the world you're listening to it or watching it, because it goes all over the place according to my Spotify stats. And if you want to, you can ask a question for us to cover in a future episode. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end. I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.